Hello, welcome to another vlog. Now, might be a little bit echoey in here, but it's better than the banging. Lovely neighbour who's also building his own house is on the roof opposite me, and it's bang, bang, bang. So you'll have to forgive me. I'm in the little blue room, which actually is a really nice, quiet room, but I've got no room to show you things. Now, why am I dressed in a kimono, you may ask yourself? Well, I'm trying to keep in theme, although it's set in China, not Japan. However, kimonos apparently first started in China, not Japan. And it's all I've got that's pretty, and some of you haven't seen it before. And it's totally in theme with my Sky movie review. You know I do one monthly as a proud member of the Sky Cinema Club. So this month it has a bit of a lot of a Chinese twist. There's a cat sitting on the seat. So we'll get on with that in a bit. Oh dear, Aunt Ilo. Oh dear. I haven't got the right chair. Right, I'm just going to have to stand up for the review. So that's the film review this month, and it's a very unusual film, but more of that in a bit. What else is there in this film? Goodwood, and I was on the panel, so I'm going to give you the highlights of my little visit to the Goodwood Revival, which is all things classic cars that I'm not that into, but I do love a vintage car, and all things vintage, and everybody dresses up. And if there's anything else, maybe skincare. Oh, I've got a packing tip. Yes, I've got a packing tip. There will be a packing tip for you. In fact, I will pop that in following the review of the movie, and also show you around my garden, because that's connected with the movie. Right, now the movie review. I hate not being able to sit down. Right, I'm more comfortable now. I'm sitting down and I've left the door ajar so Jack doesn't whinge and he can come in. And look, there's the plants. I hope there's nothing in the background messy. No. Okay, so on with this month's review from Sky Cinema. Now this month I picked an arty film. I have to call it an arts film. It's called After Yang. It's set in the future, so it's sci-fi, but very arty. Korean director, so expect arty-farty, starring Colin Farrell, always a good actor. He plays a chap with a tea business. I can't work out whether it's a cafe he owns or a tea business that he owns. There were a lot of things. This is the trouble with arts movies. You need a lot of patience because they're slower. They're not wham, bang, 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 bang. So if you like arts movies, you'll love it. If you don't, you probably won't. Do you know what I mean? It's the second arts movie I saw in one weekend. So I was a bit, oh my goodness me. Because they always leave you with loads to think about. Anyway, it's called After Yang. Yang is artificial intelligence, AI. He's a robot. They don't call them robots. I'm not sure whether it's set in China or in America in the future, but it's definitely in the future. The in the future bits are magnificent. It starts with the whole family, including Yang, because he is very much part of the family, all doing a dance, like I do my Pilates every morning online. They're doing a dance, but it's a competition, a really good dance. I wish they'd have more of that. In competition with other families who have the same number of people in their families. Something goes wrong with the robot, and so it's Colin Farrell's journey while his wife is working very hard. That's why they got the robot, to keep their young little daughter company, because she goes to school, but both parents are working very hard. So they get Yang to keep her company, and she absolutely adores him and loves him like a member of the family. It's just, I found it art direction wise and film wise absolutely beautiful. There were little corners that he filmed that looked like art. They were so beautifully lit. The costumes, they didn't wear kimonos like what I'm wearing, but very much the Chinese look, you know, very baggy shirts. I haven't got anything really baggy, and really baggy trousers, which I have got, but I haven't got room to show you. Oh God, I can still hear the banging. So I'm very glad Sky Cinema's got hold of it and they're streaming it, because it will give people a chance to see it. Because if you like arty films, you will love it. Now, who else is in it? Jodie Turner-Smith, no relation to Will Smith, is his wife. Again, the clothes are gorgeous. If you like styling, you will like it, because of the styling of the house and the lighting and the styling of their clothes. I loved it. Oh, and the little girl, oh my God, she is so adorable. And the little twists. Right, oh yes, he was a refurbished robot, so there were little problems. There was also in it Sarita, I have to read this, Sarita Chowdhury. Weirdly, I saw her recently in another movie with, I can't remember his name, Timothy Spall, It Snows in Benidorm, another arty film. So weird that I've seen two very similarly slow and ponderous but beautifully written and beautifully directed, that I've seen them both in the same week. It's very, very odd that, and she starred in that one with Timothy Spall. She looked amazing in that film. She looks completely different in this film. So it's very weird that I've seen the same actress in two movies really recently. So that's about it. If you want, especially during these very weird times we're going through, she says, sorting out her kimono, it's very gentle. It's very gentle. And I think if you like sci-fi, I think you could quite enjoy it. And as I said, it's only 90 minutes long and beautifully shot. So link will be below as usual if you want to see what else Sky Cinema is showing this month. And do let me know what you're watching and what you're enjoying. It doesn't have to be on Sky, anything. I love TV, I love movies, so I love it when you chat and tell me what to watch wherever you are. Meanwhile, back to After Yang, and particularly robots, I'm fascinated by our future. And the one thing that keeps me very, very positive about aging is that I assume, and I'm always telling my friends this, I don't worry about old age and ending up in a care home, because by the time people my age get to a state, well, as long as you have a lifestyle and a healthy lifestyle and a healthy diet, God help us that we will be fit and healthy. But you know, we're not going to be fit and healthy and running around like lunatics in our 90s, highly unlikely. Well, I'm convinced by then we will have robots. So I'm going to share with you what I would love a robot to do in my house. And yes, it would be great if he has artificial intelligence, or she, and can actually have a chit chat in the evening, as long as they're quiet during movies. I have a lot of work in this garden, as you know, so I'm going to show you round the garden now that the gardener has been and still has to come back to do all the hedges ready for autumn. And it costs a lot of money because it's a big garden. So I'm going to show you that first, because I would love a robot to be looking after whatever small space I have by then. So this is the end of summer, so there's very little, if anything, flowering. But just to give you an idea of the immense size, there's a little path down there. And there's the sea. Jack and I have been in this morning, and there's a lovely little sun trap, but then there's all this to look after. That looks like a jungle. That's where Socks has her food at night. There's the sea. Little pond that needs refixing. So there's all that and all that. And then I'll take you through the gate, because there's a second front garden. I'll just do a little pan for you. See, this is the front garden, which is facing north, but if this was facing south, this would be my perfect size garden. I mean, who needs bigger than this? This will do me fine. I could still get a little pond in. So there you go. So that's it. It's enough to be getting on with, isn't it? Obviously, all my cleaning, washing, drying and ironing, oh, wouldn't that be lovely? And the occasional meal. I enjoy cooking, as you know, and I don't really like ready-made meals or anything like that, but the robot could do the hard graft, couldn't he or she? Oh, and in the movie, oh my goodness, I loved the futuristic elements. He or his wife or the daughter were always seen sitting in the back of a car that was obviously on monorail or being driven. I can't wait for cars that don't need drivers to come along. I would go everywhere by car then. So yes, the robot could drive, or maybe we'll have wonderful technology by then where we just sit in a little pod and get driven around. I'm quite looking forward to my 90s if all these things happen. And finally, and this is where my travel hack comes in, I get into a terrible state packing. I know I look very organised and I am very organised, but it'd be great to have somebody to do it, wouldn't it? And to help you get dressed when your arms are too stiff to get to that zipper, if we still have zippers by then. So my latest travel hack, which I found myself do you remember when I went to Richmond? Because I knew I was going to be taking masses of tubes, I didn't want a wheelie case. I bought this amazing bag from Gunwharf, and it meant that I could just put it on my shoulder and jump on many, many tubes without worrying about it, without blasted wheels that get in the way. Much, much, much easier. And it's got a great big strap that goes across your body. So I'll talk you through that now, my latest little travel hack. Very useful for anyone who lives in the city who is catching a lot of trains. So here's my easy packing hack for when you need to get on and off trains, on and off buses, on and off tubes or subways. Makes it so much easier than dragging a little case along on wheels and lifting it up and down heavy stairs. So this is what I started doing towards the end of the summer. I shall continue if I'm going for one night in London. I don't think I could pack enough. I don't know. It's a pretty cool bag that I got at Gunwharf in Portsmouth. So it's an outlet, so it was much cheaper than normal. You probably could get one travel outfit and a change of clothing and a change of top in for winter. Anyway, this was for 3 days up in London. This beautiful skirt, I'll show you a picture of me wearing it all. Beautiful skirt, cheap as chips, white blouse that goes with it. Even packed my Adidas jacket in case it got chilly. And another shirt, black and white again. So we've got the black and white theme going on. Yoo-hoo-hoo. It's easier to stick to one colour. And I would travel in something like this, so we're still keeping the black. These are navy and black, but the black and coloured theme going on. Or I did pack that as well, an extra top in case I spilt something, and plain black trousers to travel in. So you can't go wrong if you stick to one colour. The other colour theme I tend to stick to is blue and brown. So everything's blue and brown. So these are the shoes I wore, and they got me through 3 days in London. I didn't wear anything, oh, I'll put them on. I didn't wear any other shoes, didn't need to. Black bag. Oh, most important thing, this bag came with its own wash bag, so that's ready packed, always ready to go. And I always take my little, you know these ones, Longchamp, this little backpack, so that I can put my makeup bag in there, my notebook, my spare specs, you know how many specs I've got, everything I might need, bottle of water, and all that goes. I'll show you how I travelled, because this is the best bit. So this is how easy it was to travel. Imagine that with water in it, it's a little bit heavier. A book to read. And this is just a dream compared to a suitcase. But keep it light so you don't hurt your bag. So look at that. I cannot tell. Oh, it's even got a little secret pocket in the front. Cannot tell you how light it is. And I'm a wimp. So look at that. Okay, it's not black, but off I go to London town or wherever I'm going for one night. It's also got a great big strap, which again is quite useful if you're travelling even lighter than this. You can, I might use this for airline travel, you know, then you can put a spare set of clothes in it and not get stressed if they lose your suitcase. Anyway, that's what I'm doing at the moment if it's only 1 or 2 nights and I don't want to drag those blasted wheelie cases around. So, I hope you enjoyed that. Could a robot have done better? I doubt it. So finally, I'm going to leave you with all that I could film and edit in time to put it on this vlog of Goodwood Revival. So I really hope you enjoy the fashion, the cars, all the vintage stuff that was there. It's an amazing festival, but I will see you next week. Go. Welcome to Goodwood Revival. Vintage motor cars, how can you not hear them? And vintage clothes, my favourite. I'm just going to show you my outfit, Love Your Look clothing, so not strictly vintage, pretend vintage. And here's the hat you saw a few weeks ago, and here's my vintage bag. So the whole look. Right.
Are you videoing us?
I am indeed for my vlog.
Thank you so much.
So what's your name, darling? Becky?
My name is Bex.
Bex.
I work with Goodwood Revival. I do their lifestyle content, and I'm here today for the 3rd day in a row.
You must be absolutely shattered.
You don't want me to take these glasses?
No, no, the glasses are beautiful. Keep them on no matter what.
So I hope your talk today goes well, and it was great meeting
Well,
you.
thank God you stopped me,
Yes.
because I didn't have a
It was meant to
clue.
be. It was
And
meant
the
to be.
village I've got to go to in half an hour is in there. So if it hadn't
Fantastic.
been for Bex, I would have walked straight past.
You'd be on the circuit.
So
or
thank you for
somewhere.
stopping me.
Thank you.
It's lovely to see.
So wherever I go, whether it's Europe or Australia or America, I will always Google vintage shops, pre-loved shops, charity shops, and go and have. And because how many love shopping on holiday but actually could do without it when they're busy here? I mean, I love it. It's my favourite hobby when I'm on holiday. Ooh, let's hit the shops and find a bargain.
You
So-
also discover different brands, don't you? And even if they're
Yes.
vintage, it's still kind of vintage.
Totally, and you can tell, I just love, I'll show you a vintage label in a minute. I don't know how vintage this is, but it certainly looks it. So that was in a little shop, New South Wales and Byron Bay is a place that I used to go every year till COVID. And it's now become very A-list. It's a bit like the Cotswolds. It's become very cheesy and expensive.
Okay.
So I don't think I'll get bargains. I mean, that was like 20 quid. I won't get bargains like that again. This was from the Brighton Vintage, which we don't seem to have had any Brighton vintage shows for a long time. But what I love, no, this isn't one of them, is the labels that you find. I think this originated in America. And again, I wore it this summer.
Yes.
But the great thing about vintage is no one else will have one.
This is true, yeah.
But this was another one. Look at it.
That is so...
I mean, it's so unusual.
The pleating is
I know that was from Australia, cheapest chips.
Yeah.
So go everywhere you can when you travel. This was a quite famous vintage shop in LA. That's what I love. Look at the label. Look how old that label is.
Yeah. Styled in California.
Always look at the labels if you're just starting in vintage. You will know it's real vintage. And that's from America. Isn't it amazing? No. Well, no, they haven't really. Well, that's another thing. Look for material that doesn't crease. Well, I'm never ever getting rid of any of them. They're all going to be left to my goddaughter, who is much taller than me, but she will love them and cherish them.
So what's the most important thing you look for when you're buying vintage?
I guess the most important thing is wash them when you get them home, all
Yeah.
clean. But the other thing that's really important for what Lucy does is to look at the seams, look at the buttons, look at the pockets, look at the hems, make sure there isn't anything that needs work. I mean, I've got things home and found something irreparable at the back. Because things are too long on me often.
Yeah, and that's such a simple thing.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Or too big.
Yeah.
Just get them taken out.
Yeah, or too small.
Or too small, like the way on that.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that's
yeah.
really.
Yeah, every piece in my wardrobe has had the restoration treatment.
And this is Grace, who is, as you can see, very 60s. And is it all pre-loved vintage?
Also eBay. A
eBay.
bit of vintage, yeah, absolutely. And the original 60s.
You look amazing. And is this 70s? Can you turn round because it's so stunning at the back? Thank you. Do you wear 70s anyway? So it's just for today. You look gorgeous.
Nice, isn't it?
They look gorgeous.
What's your blog?
Look at you two. You look amazing. I'm just doing outfits. Talk amongst yourselves. Whoa! Oh, those shoes. Where did you get those shoes? Pre-loved. All pre-loved. You look amazing. And look at you in your 60s. Where did you get the dress?
Just off a random website.
Best way. Thank you,
I
girls.
love the fabric of your dress.
Isn't it lovely? It's not vintage, you know. I love the glasses. Where are they from?
I don't know, I've had them a few years.
But let's not leave the men out. And where did you get this amazing... Oh, look at those shoes. Oh, my God. They're amazing. Where did you get this outfit? Sorry? Jolliffs. Is that the place for men to go?
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you very much.
It's your lucky day.
Oh, dressed up men, dressed up ladies, dressed up man. Look at that. Mm-mm-mm. Vintage clothes galore. Let's see the back. Wow, amazing. Thank you. Do you come at, you look like you come every year.
First time you don't believe it.
I can't remember actually.
All it looks amazing.
Do your spin. Do a spin? Yeah.
Do a what? Hello. Oh yes, do a twirl.
Okay, I'm going to do it.
Do a twirl. Oh, sorry, and again.